as you guys can see, I do have the camera in my chest, and we are in a dark place. We're gonna test it out and see how it works. So let's go ahead and do that. Take us on to adventure.
Oh, oh. Woo, candy!
All right, so if you're in the market of replacing your expensive GoPro, this is probably one of the best options you have out there right now. Now, this one here is a little mini camera. It does up to 4K, and this camera has a kick. Now, it's not waterproof, but they give you the actual case for the waterproof, right? This has all the accessories of a GoPro, so you're able to attach to it. You have access to all the buttons in here when it's underwater. They give you different silicone covers. This is an actual cover that you don't need to have this to bulky thing. This is actually works with the actual GoPro accessories too. Everything that you see has the GoPro accessories because there's a lot of flooding industry with all the accessories out there. And they give you even camera mounts too. Now, this is probably one of the best things because it's a clip. And this actually clips onto it and you could attach it to your shirt, your jacket, pretty much anywhere. I had a backpack and I was attaching it on the backpack. I went to a comic convention and this camera was awesome on it. I'm going to tell you how it was working. I'm going to show you a couple of tests that I did with it. Before that, they also include you a memory card too. So yeah, out of the box, everything's ready to go and shoot. So I actually added my own memory card here because I was going to get a lot of footage of an event, and you know, one memory card you would have to be transferring, but not really. It didn't even fill up. I didn't even get time to fill the whole thing up, and it had compared to what it came with, it actually did really well. So I'm going to show you inside here. Now you're going to see the memory card slot for the micro SD card. USB type C, this is where you charge it, or if you want to transfer your pictures, you don't even need to log into the actual application. You could transfer it from here directly to your PC. Now it does the same access as a GoPro. You could do the same thing. It's pretty much access all your films and all that stuff in there. Now here you have a power on, and then you have the wireless device. Wireless is because you are going to need to connect to the system if you want to remote to it, but in reality you don't need anything out of the box. You can just turn it on and power it up. Light indication will tell you what's it doing. All right, so blinking blue, you know, solid blue, it's on. Blinking blue, it's recording. You can take pictures, but if you want to change those accessories, you have to do it through your phone. But out of the box, it's default for video, and you can change that too. So we're going to show you a couple of things you can do. So let's go ahead and log into the application, and I'm going to show you how to remote into this system. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so this is the little camera, right? We're going to turn it on, and I'm going to show you my applications I have. You are going to need an application. Let me go ahead and show you. Now you're going to require the SJCAM zone, all right? So that's one thing you're going to do. So we're going to open it up right now. This is directly out of our actual phone. So we're going to turn this on right now. And of course, when you turn it on, you have to turn on the wireless. So right now, to turn it on, we're going to hold down the button, right? Hold on the button, and it turns on. If you guys can see that, it makes a little noise that's telling you it's on. Now just make sure your wireless is on, right? So you could click on it, but right now we're going to connect to it. It's going to locate it. If you can't connect to it, you're going to have to log into the actual camera, and it gives you a C. If you see it in the back, C110. The password for this is going to be 12345678. That's the default password. All right, so we're going to connect to it. We're going to go manual connection, confirm. well, you got to check that's on. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're already logged into it. Like I told you, I gave the password, the default password. You could change this anytime. All right, so we're connecting to the camera directly, if you guys can see. The camera itself has a lot of great features in here. First of all, we're at 4K 30 frames per second on it. All right, you could create 3-minute loops on the actual system. So when you're recording, it records up to 3 minutes. You could set up all these programs in here. I'm gonna actually show you a couple things. So you have video lapse, slow motion, photo, and then of course we have the photo lapse. All right, and then we have photo burst. We got video and photo, and then we got car mode. This is in case you want to set it up as a car camera too. Vertical screen, and we're gonna go back to, look how big it got. We'll go back to video. We'll put it as default video because if I forget, I'm not going to show you the videos I'm actually recording. Now, if you guys can see up on the top here, you could change it. You could go down to take 2K 60 frames per second, 2K 30 frames per second, 1080 120 frames per second, 1080 60 frames per second, 1080 30 frames per second. Right now we're going to keep it as default because we have a lot of memory, a lot of space on this. If you guys can see the time lapse on top of it, we have 22 hours of recording time, and that's because I swapped out the actual memory card. But if you actually add the memory card that it comes with, it'll give you around 10 to 7 hours, all right, depending on the actual frames per second and the actual quality of the camera itself. Now, when you go to options in here, you got options to set up and remove. You can set up your sensors, your gyro sensors, and so forth. Like right now I have it on, so any kind of movement I'm walking around, it's going to actually control that. All right, EV, your exposure, your white balance, color, all this can be changed through the actual system. I will go through every single thing in here, but I'm not a professional on it. Pretty much I use it as out of the box, as you will too. Now, the whole setup of the actual software took me about 10 minutes because you have to remember that you're connecting your phone into the wireless system. So this is a kind of independent wireless to connect to the actual phone. Now, once you set it up and you set up your actual timeline and so forth, or how you want to record, you don't have to ever use your phone. You can just turn it on and start recording out of the box. So I did test it out on a Comic-Con, Los Angeles Comic-Con that we went. And this thing I had on my chest for quite a while, recording a lot of great footage. Very simple, easy, intuitive software that they have here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. 99.6 of you are not subscribers in my channel. I hope that the content helps you out and that you find it very useful. And I hope you hit the like and subscribe.